Hey everyone, I'm here with a Wish app review. I did a small nail art haul through the Wish app. I placed my order on the 26th of July, and we'll just see how those items turn out and how I think the app is overall. Everybody, it is now the 25th of July, and I just received my first item from Wish. Now, judging by the feel of this, I want to say that it's the nail swatches. Open this and see if I'm right. So this took about, let's see, 26th July, it took about 29 days to get to me. Okay, and I was right, it is the nail swatches. So I was a little bit surprised to see that they sent the two orders of nail swatches together, as I read a few comments in the rating of this saying that most orders with more than one were still sent separately. So the seller claimed that the length was 12.5 centimeters, and that completely checked out. It was spot on. Now these were the swatches I was using before, which were just fake nails glued to CDs, and the nails came off, and it was very annoying to have to look back in a book for the corresponding polishes because you couldn't fit the names on the CD. So these swatches should make my life a lot easier when it comes to keeping track of my polish colors. Here I had the swatch sticks split into 5 groups of 10 just to make sure that there were 50 in the pack. And now I'm just going to see if they will fit on the little bolt that came with the swatch sticks. And I was fairly surprised that they actually did fit. Not very comfortably, they splayed out quite a little bit, but I didn't mind that too much. I figure what I probably am going to do is see if my husband has another couple of those bolts and maybe just have 25 on a bolt instead of the full 50. I'm fairly happy with these swatches. I really can't complain. They came exactly as they were described, and they work exactly as they were described. So I figure for $5, that's a pretty good deal, although I did see that Amazon has some for a little bit cheaper. So make sure you shop around before you purchase anything on this app. Today is August the 8th. It has been about 43 days since I ordered my stuff on Wish, and I actually have 4 packages in the mail, and they are all from China. Now I'm only expecting 3 from Wish, so one of these is not from the Wish app, but I'll open them all up on camera anyways, just because I don't know which is which, so... on most of these, they don't really say, they just say nail art tools and accessories. I'm going to start with the small ones because these two I know full well are stamping plates. So, I'm just going to open up this one first here. Garbage out too, so I can avoid making as much mess as possible. Okay, so this is the Born Pretty stamping plate, and it looks like it's bent, but hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. So there's what that stamping plate was supposed to look like, and it's supposed to measure approximately 12.5 by 6.5 centimeters. I don't do a very good job of showing the measurement on camera here, but this actually measured pretty much exactly how it claims. And this is just an all-out gorgeous stamping plate. I love how it has a backing that comes out a little bit past the edges of the actual plate itself. And just the images on this are absolutely adorable. You have a wide variety, whether you like geometric images or animal print. It's just absolutely awesome. It also looks like they are really well etched, so I have no concerns on whether this plate will work, and thankfully it wasn't actually bent. So next, I'm guessing this is the larger stamping plate that I bought. I can already tell you right now, I had expectations that this would be a little bit bigger than it is. So here it is. So here is the large stamping plate, and it looks exactly like it shows in the picture. I feel like this could have been etched better, but it does work well. I'm not sure how well it would work with softer stampers. It worked well with my firm stamper, but I never did try it with the Born Pretty stamper after I got the stamper working, so I can't really say. The images on this plate are fairly small, so if you have longer nails, this probably wouldn't work for you. As you can see, I have fairly short nails. I don't like my nail hanging too much over the edge of my fingertips. It's just my preference. This plate did have a few scratch marks on it as well, but they didn't seem to affect the image pickup at all, so can't really complain there. And again, this measured exactly how it was described. On to the next one. I'm not sure what this one is. I don't think it's the stamper, but I'm going to open it anyways. This has got to be something else that I ordered, probably off Amazon maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, cool. I actually ordered these not that long ago. So this is it's a nail stamp holder from Vega, and it holds 26 little circular or square stamps, or stamping plates, I should say. And I jumped on this when I saw it because most of the stamping plate cases I've seen, the highest amount that they can hold is usually 24 or 25, and I actually have 26 circular stamping plates. So this was absolutely perfect. So you just open this, spin these out, and there they are. So it's pretty awesome. And the other thing I got was these crystal nail files. This came in a set of 4. I can leave the links in the description down to these. I can't leave links to the stuff I bought on Wish because you'd have to go on the Wish app itself. But there they are. They're absolutely beautiful. So hopefully these work as good as they said they did. They were relatively cheap. I'll put the prices in the description too for these. So the last package I have to open, I'm fairly certain that it is the Born Pretty stamper. And as you can see, the stamper came packaged exactly how they depicted on the app. And it came with 2 scraping cards, plus a 3rd scraping card actually, as a gift, I suppose. So the stamper itself is a nice size and it comes well protected. Everything is enclosed so you can keep it safe while not using it. The bottom stamper is quite firm but still has a little bit of squish to it. And the top stamper is very squishy and has just a very slight stick. You can barely notice it. So here is the bonus scraper that it came with. And as you can see, that scraper is kind of frosted. It's not very clear, which I absolutely love, and it has a nice textured feel where the flowers are. And then here is one of the two scrapers that it came with. They've got little snowflakes around the edges, and it's completely clear and not textured at all. And as much as I love these scrapers, I do find that they tend to disappear on you and take a couple minutes to find sometimes. But other than that, I absolutely love how thin they are. I find that they work better than my credit cards that I usually use, so very happy there. So there's the three stampers, the two that it came with and the extra one. Now I'm just going to compare the extra one to the size of a normal credit card. So the stamper is supposed to be approximately 4 centimeters in diameter. And it is pretty much exactly 4 centimeters. And the scraper is supposed to be approximately 5.5 by 4 centimeters. Now I only measured the extra scraper that it came with, and that measured at 6 by 4 centimeters. The other two cards that actually came with the stamper measured at 5.5 by 4 centimeters. So all in all, they're quite small, but I find that they're manageable. So here we're going to test out the large stamping plate, and I'm using the Born Pretty stamper. Now I assume this is a Born Pretty stamper because obviously it came with Born Pretty scraping cards. I just think it's a different seller. Here the first time I tried to press the stamper onto the image, the second time I tried to slightly roll it, and neither one really picked up. So just to see whether it is the stamper or the plate, I decided to use my little firm stamper, which actually picked up. So it's definitely the stamper. This plate seems to work well. So I figured let's try the bottom stamper. And I rolled that, and again, it didn't really pick up. So I'm just going to stamp a few other images with my firm stamper just to see how they pick up. I wanted to do some more negative space images to see how well they worked, and also some more delicate images, and all in all, the ones that I tried out actually worked very well. I'm quite impressed. And for $5, you get quite a fair amount of images, but as I said, these images are quite small, so if you have longer nails, they probably wouldn't work for you. So that one didn't pick up very well, so I'm going to go in and try again. And it picked up a little bit better, but still not as good as I would like, and that's actually one of my favorite images on the plate, so I'm a little upset that that didn't pick up too well. But all in all, I can't really complain. So next we'll try with the Born Pretty plate. Let's see how well this one works. And again, I'm going in with the stamper that I got, and it didn't really pick up. That was probably the best that it picked up. Hey everybody, it's been a day later and I'm still a little miffed about this. stamper. So I was watching YouTube videos, and apparently you can actually prime stampers. As you can tell, I'm a complete novice when it comes to this stuff. Like I said before, I learned on this little, one of the first stampers that they came out with, and supposedly these are actually really difficult to use, so I figured that this one would just work perfectly the same way, but apparently some do need to be primed. Now I'm a little bit weary on doing this because I don't like the idea of filing a stamper. But, I mean, it doesn't work anyways, so I feel like I don't have much to lose. Plus, I've already ordered a different stamper from Born Pretty. I'll probably put a picture at the end of this video. So this is the stamper that I bought off of Born Pretty after I thought that the other one wouldn't work. I paid $5.23 in Canadian. And I might be buying some other stuff off of the Born Pretty website, so I might just do a full review on everything once it comes in, if I do buy it. So I watched a few videos on YouTube about priming a stamper. So I have my Vega nail file that I got off of Amazon. I'm not sure what the grit on this is. You're supposed to use, I think they said like a 250 grit nail file, which is meant for natural nails, I believe. And this is the best nail file that I have, and it feels like it has a fair amount of grit to it, so hopefully that will work. So apparently what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to file the top of the stamper, and then some people put oil on the stamper after they filed it, and I'm pretty sure that's not necessary, so I'm just going to skip that step and then rub the stamper head with an alcohol swab. This is 70% isopropanol, just to get the filing debris off of the stamper head. And then you're supposed to dry it and use a lint roller to get anything stuck on it off, and then try it again. If it doesn't work or only works partially, you can prime it again until it starts to work better for you. Nobody said anything about whether you're supposed to or how you're supposed to file it, so I just went with the rule of thumb like I use for my nails, and I only filed in one direction, meaning that I didn't saw the file back and forth. I really did not want to wreck this stamper, even if it did end up still not working, because, I don't know, I'm weird like that. I thought it was really pretty and it was fun to push down, so if it didn't work, I was going to use it as a stress reliever. So I gave the head of the stamper a good filing, and now I'm just going in and wiping it with the alcohol swab, and then drying it with my nail polish towel and taking the extra lint off. Now, I didn't notice any scratches or anything on the surface of the stamper head. It was still fairly clear. I also never mentioned this earlier, but Black Heart Hard as Nails by Sally Hansen is one of my favorite black stamping polishes. I'm sure there are better out there, but I got that at my dollar store. Now you can see automatically after rolling this on, it picked up the image pretty much perfectly. So this stamper definitely did need to be primed, and I actually went back and looked at some of the reviews on this stamper, and a lot of people did mention that some needed to be primed and some didn't, and the stamper definitely has to be rolled. It doesn't just pick up by being pressed, and it also gets the very delicate images as well. Okay, so after trying that out and having it work, I'm super happy with this. This is a great stamper. I'm going to go ahead and prime this one too. So here I'm just going to follow the same steps I used on the top stamper, on the bottom stamper. Now I filed even the rounded area of this stamper, even though I probably didn't need to. But I figured why not just prime the whole thing. And then I'm just taking the same alcohol swab and just wiping off the debris from the filing, and then drying it off and taking off the lint from the cloth. And then here we'll try it again using the Born Pretty plate. This, I never showed a video clip of that, but I actually did manage to get this bottom stamper to work a little bit on a different stamping plate that I had. So that first one I pressed onto the plate, and this time I rolled, and it almost picked it up perfectly. I think this one could use a little bit more priming, but I'm really happy with that. It also helps because I didn't really do very many swatches of this Born Pretty plate. Not that I really needed to. It's great quality. It works perfectly. Now, one thing I didn't like about this stamper is that the bottom part has those crystal things in it, which is really pretty aesthetically, but it also blocks your view. So really only one of the stampers is see-through, so you can see where you're stamping. But thankfully, you can switch the stamper heads, so you can take the bottom one and put it on the top, and it works just as well. It doesn't fall out even if you shake it vigorously, so it really works very well. Okay, so there is the full amount of items that I purchased on Wish. Again, the first to arrive were these nail swatches, which I've actually got all my nail polishes swatched on them, and you know, I absolutely love these. They just make it so much easier when you're looking for that perfect color. I don't have all 50 on here. I split them into two, and I still have probably about 15 left between the two. So, I'm really impressed with these plates, especially the Born Pretty one. The images are very clear and absolutely beautiful. This one I believe could have been stamped better, but the fact that it works, it's good in my books, especially for the price. And the stamper, which... So here I had a long spiel about how much I hated the stamper and was completely disappointed in it, but that was before I primed it. So I think this whole haul in itself is just absolutely awesome. For the price of these items, you really cannot beat it. The stamper in itself, you're pretty much paying like $5 for two stampers, which is an amazing deal considering that rose stamper that I purchased from the Born Pretty store, I paid over $5 for, and that's just for one stamper. So I feel like that's definitely a really big deal, and it's super awesome of them to send just an extra scraping card, even though I'll probably never use it because it is absolutely beautiful. The Born Pretty plate is very well etched. I'm very impressed with it. That other large stamping plate, I'm also fairly impressed with that too, and it definitely gives you a lot of image options. I was actually, after seeing that, I was surprised that it worked as well as it did. And the nail swatches, as you can see, I already have them painted, and I am working on editing the videos right now, so I did record the swatching of the videos more for myself than for anything, but if that's something that you're interested in watching, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss when they're uploaded, because I don't really have a schedule to upload them, just whenever I get around to it. I know I personally enjoy watching nail swatch apps because it gives you different ideas for nail polishes and colors, and I'll even just watch them before bed because there's just something relaxing about watching nail polish be put on nails, whether they're fake or real. So keep on the lookout for that if you're interested, and I hope you guys enjoyed this Wish app. Again, I definitely recommend it, especially if you don't mind waiting like over a month for your stuff. But I'm pretty sure even if you purchase from the actual Born Pretty store themselves, which I never have, I'm pretty sure that takes quite a while too. So either way, if you can get stuff cheaper on Wish than you can Born Pretty, you're still going to be waiting a little bit unless you pay for faster shipping. And speaking of that, as I said before with the the Gold Rose stamper that I bought off Born Pretty. I might also be buying some other stuff off Born Pretty, such as a cotton claw, another stamping plate, a couple cuticle oil pens, some rings, what else? A squishy stamper, and I think there was a couple other things in there, but I can't quite remember. So I will probably do an opening and review of those two if I do follow through and purchase them. So if you're interested in that, also feel free to subscribe so you can watch it later on. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you make up your mind on whether you'd like to use the Wish app. I hope this gave you enough information, and if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment them underneath. Again, links to stuff that I can link will be in the description box, and have a good day.